Hi, it's Stephen here from Sign of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 8 of the May Daily Draws. So as we close out the week and approach the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Druidcraft Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. Justice. We need to approach something perhaps objectively, like a good judge of a situation that is not biased or prejudiced or leaning a particular way because of personal involvement. Sometimes when we're assessing a situation and working out what the right answer is, the right way forward for us, the right decision is for us, sometimes we're too heavily involved in it, we're too emotionally involved, and sometimes that can tip the scale of justice, that can tip the scale one way or the other, but it may not be the right way because we may not be taking something into account. So we may need to take a stand back. If we're too close to the situation, we may need to take a stand back and look at it from an outside point of view, look at it more objectively, just looking at the facts of the situation, not how we feel about it, not what our preferences are going to be, but what is actually before us in reality, and to weigh things up with fairness. And in doing that, we may come to a different conclusion than we initially had. And it's that objective view that I think that the Justice card is asking us to perhaps look at a situation with at the moment. Maybe something to do with ourselves, maybe because we can be the harshest judges of ourselves, so we could be too harsh for ourselves, or we can be too lenient. We can give ourselves too much of a pass on certain things when we should be holding ourselves more to account. It can work both ways. So we need perhaps an objective viewpoint. So if we can stand outside of our situation and look at it, like someone from outside would, and take all the personal feelings out of it, then all well and good. It will help us to see things more clearly and to make the right decision. But if perhaps we just can't, we don't, in this situation, we find it unable to be objective, then maybe we need to take it to an outside source. We may need to let somebody that perhaps we trust, that has good judgment, to look at the situation, but perhaps someone that's got no skin in the game, no bias either way. It doesn't really matter to them either way what the situation is. It doesn't affect them, so they've got no motivation to lean one way or the other. Ask them to assess the situation as they see it honestly, and come to their assessment and see if it gives you a new perspective on it from that outside influence. So it could be a friend you go to, somebody you trust, an elder, perhaps in your community, some person of experience, of that's respected, and even someone professional. Depending on the situation, you may need to seek professional adjudication or mediation on something that you're finding it difficult to come to a fair conclusion of yourself. But it's usually somehow, it's the objectivity that's the key here, whether it's from yourself or from an outside source. That's what the Justice card is saying is important at this time, because emotions can cloud the issue. Being too closely linked and being right in the middle of it can cloud how you view it. And you need to step back and be objective, or to let someone else look into it and give their objective viewpoint. And that will perhaps help you find a better way of dealing with whatever it is you're facing. So objectivity is the key word here with this card today. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. We have the goat again. We had this, didn't we? We had this the other day. I am fearless. I am in the path I choose. For I've never been led astray, always finding my way. Trust in yourself to be objective enough if you can. Find your way through this objectivity, or trust in the wise advice of an outside source that may give you some insight. If you're just open to making an objective, fair assessment and decision based on the reality and not on what you prefer or perceive at the moment, that will keep you from being led astray. Your feelings could lead you astray, if you're too closely tied to the situation. But trust in objectivity, either from yourself by standing back and having a look from outside, or getting someone else involved. That is the key here. Whatever, but you can find, it's the path you're choosing. You have to choose to do this. And if you do, and if you choose to approach things with an attitude of fairness and honesty, then you will find your way forward. And that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 9. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.